This is the demo video for the final project of Drake, Braxton, and Jethro. Our project is a bridge truss analysis program. So basically the user can change three things: the bridge materials, the distance of each of these objects weighing the bridge down, and the weight of each object. And then the program will tell you which trusses will fail and if your bridge will work. So starting with the bridge materials, you can just select this arrow on the side, and then it gives you a drop down menu of the different materials, and that will change the failure point of that truss. So if you press compute, it'll change some values on the table based off of that. You have three truss groups to change. So the bottom trusses is this row across the bottom, and the top is the row across the top, and then the middle is going to be all these trusses that are vertical and diagonal. Moving on to the distance parameter, that just changes the horizontal position of each of these weights on the bridge, and you can see when you change the arrows, it changes the picture to represent where that weight is. And then to change the weight of each object, you just type it in. So say I had a really fat person on the bridge, I'd type in a bigger weight and then press compute, and it would change values on the table. And moving on to the table, so you know what it represents, this column tells you which truss member is in the row, so that corresponds to each of the trusses in the picture. The failure point tells you how much force can be applied, either compression or tension, that will cause that truss to fail. And then in the force column, it tells you how much actual force is being applied to the truss and what type it is. And so if that force exceeds its failure point, you'll get a failure rating of less than 1. And you can see that the trusses that do fail will appear red in the diagram. And the failure rating is going to be the truss with the lowest. The overall failure rating in this box is going to be the truss with the lowest failure rating, which shows where the actual bridge is going to fail. So moving on to the materials page, say you wanted to add a new material to your bridge. So you would press this button and enter the values into each of these boxes. So say I wanted to make a truss out of rock, even though that's not really realistic. You just enter whatever values you see fit into these boxes. And then when you press OK, it'll appear on this table. And when you go back to the home and go to the drop down menu, it'll appear here, and then press compute and it changes things. But you can obviously see that rock is not a very good building material. So we change this back, and then we go to materials and we want to remove it. So we press the remove button, click on the one we want to remove, and then remove, and it will be gone from both the drop down menu and the materials table. And then the last thing is we have a help page on the side. It basically goes over the same content as this video, so if you forget something in the middle of using our program, then you can just go to this page. You can access it with the tabs on the bottom or using buttons. There's a help button right here. I'll go between pages that way. Thank you for watching this video.